My girlfriend quit her job without telling me, then expected me to cover her $2,800 monthly expenses until she found her passion. I'd known her 4 months. I replied, "That's not going to work." When she said, "But we're basically married," I, 32 male, met my girlfriend, 29, on Hinge back in January. We hit it off pretty quick. She was funny, cute, seemed to have her life together. She worked as a marketing coordinator at some mid-size firm. I'm a software developer. Normal jobs, normal lives. 4 months in, things were going decent. Not crazy serious, but like, we were seeing each other a few times a week, staying over at each other's places. I'd met some of her friends, she'd met mine. Standard relationship stuff. Then Tuesday happened. She came over to my place after work. I was making dinner. Nothing fancy, just pasta and chicken. She was quiet, which was weird because she usually talks nonstop about her day. Just sat at my kitchen counter scrolling her phone. "You good?" I asked. "Yeah, just had an interesting day." "Yeah? What happened?" She set her phone down. "I quit my job. I stopped stirring the pasta." "Wait, what? Like you gave your 2 weeks?" "No, like I walked out at lunch, told them I was done." My brain just stopped for a second. "Okay, did something happen? Like harassment or something?" "No, nothing like that. I just wasn't happy. It wasn't fulfilling me, you know? I was miserable going in every day. Life's too short for that." I mean, fair point, I guess. "So what's your plan? You got something else lined up?" She smiled, like actually smiled. "That's what I wanted to talk to you about." Red flag should have gone up right there. I'm gonna take some time to figure out what I really want to do. Explore my options, maybe take some online courses, really find my passion. Cool. That's how long you thinking? However long it takes, could be a month, could be 6 months, I need to not rush it. I served the pasta, trying to process. "Right, but you've got savings to cover your expenses while you do that?" She took a bite, casual as hell. "So that's the thing. My rent $1,600, then car payment, insurance, phone bill, groceries. I'm at like $2,800 a month. Maybe $3,000 if I'm being realistic." "Okay, so you need to find something pretty quick then. Even part-time would help bridge the gap." "Actually, I was thinking you could help me out." I just stared at her. "Help you out how?" "Cover my expenses for a bit, until I figure things out. It's really not that much for you. You make good money." I actually laughed. "Not to be mean. Just..." "What?" "We've been dating 4 months. I'm not paying your bills." Her whole face changed. "Are you serious right now?" "Yeah, I'm serious. You made a choice to quit without having another job. That's your decision, but I'm not funding it. I thought we were building something here. I thought you cared about me." "I do care about you, but there's a massive difference between caring about someone and becoming financially responsible for them. It's temporary. It's not like I'm asking you to support me forever." "How temporary? A month? 6 months? A year? You just said you don't know how long." She stood up. "This isn't about the timeline. This is about you, not supporting me when I need it." "Supporting you how? You quit your job knowing you couldn't afford it, and now you want me to fix it? We've known each other 16 weeks. Stop saying that. Stop reducing what we have to some number. Then what would you call it?" She crossed her arms. "We're basically married." I legitimately choked on my wine. "We're what?" "We're basically married. We've been together for months. We stay at each other's places all the time. We've met each other's friends. You're supposed to support your partner." "We're not married. We're not engaged. We haven't even had the are we exclusive conversation." "Oh, so you're seeing other people then?" Her voice went up like 3 octaves. "That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you can't quit your job and expect me to pay for everything after 4 months of dating. That's insane." She grabbed her purse off my counter. "You know what? I can't believe how selfish you're being right now. I thought you were different. I thought you actually gave a damn about me and my happiness. Your happiness isn't my financial responsibility. We'll see about that." And she left. Just walked out of my apartment. Left her half-eaten pasta on the counter. I sat there for like 20 minutes just staring at the door, thinking what the hell just happened. Update 1. Okay, so it's been about a week since the whole "we're basically married" explosion at my apartment, and holy hell, it got so much worse. The next morning after she stormed out, I woke up to a text. "I'm sorry for getting upset. I know it was sudden. Can we talk? I should have left it alone, but I called her, tried to be reasonable. Look, I get that you hated your job, but quitting without any plan and expecting me to cover your bills isn't realistic. I'm not asking you to support me forever, just until I figure things out and get back on my feet. How long is that? I don't know. That's the whole point of taking time to figure it out. Then get any job while you figure it out. Starbucks, Target, restaurant, whatever. Something to cover your expenses. Long pause. Then, those jobs are beneath me. I have a bachelor's degree. There it was. Your degree doesn't pay your rent. A paycheck does. If you really cared about me, money wouldn't matter. We've been dating for 4 months. I'm not in love with you. The silence on the other end was intense. Then she hung up. Didn't hear from her for like 2 days. I actually started thinking maybe she'd accepted reality and moved on. Lol, nope. I was at my desk working when my phone buzzed. Venmo notification. I opened it and just stared. She'd sent me a request for $2,800. The note said, April expenses. Thanks, babe. I declined it immediately. My phone started blowing up. Why did you decline? Hello? I need this money. My rent is due in 3 days. I texted back. I'm not paying your bills. We talked about this. I'm gonna be homeless. My landlord already sent me a notice. Then get a job. Target down the street from you is hiring. You're really going to let me become homeless? You're really going to try guilting me into paying for a decision you made without talking to me? She called me. I didn't answer. She called again and again. 17 times in a row before I turned my phone on Do Not Disturb. The text kept coming though. You're abandoning me when I need you most. I can't believe I trusted you. You said you cared about me. My mom was right about you. You're just using me like every other guy. I muted the conversation. Then her best friend started texting me. Hey, she's really going through it. Can you please just help her out? She's falling apart. She quit her job with no backup plan. That's not my emergency. She thought you guys were serious. She thought you'd be there for her. We've been dating 4 months total. We never discussed combining finances or being responsible for each other's bills. Wow, you're actually heartless. I blocked her too. Couple days after that, I got home from work around 6:30 and there's someone sitting on the curb outside my building. With a suitcase, my ex-girlfriend. What are you doing here? She looked up and her eyes were all red and puffy. My roommate kicked me out. She said if I can't pay May rent, I need to leave. So, I'm here. You can't stay here. Where else am I supposed to go? Your mom's place, a friend's couch, a hostel. I don't know, but you're not staying with me. My mom lives in Arizona. My friends are all busy with their own lives. You're my boyfriend. You're supposed to help me. I'm not your boyfriend anymore. We're done. Her jaw literally dropped. You're breaking up with me because I need help? I'm breaking up with you because you made a huge financial decision expecting me to bail you out, and now you're showing up at my apartment with a suitcase after 16 weeks of dating. This is not normal behavior. I have nowhere else to go. She started full-on sobbing, loud, ugly crying right there on the sidewalk. An older lady walking her dog gave me this disgusted look. Perfect. You have options. You're just refusing to take them because you want me to be your solution. I'm not doing it. Please. Just a few nights, just until I figure something out. And here's where I screwed up. The crying, the suitcase, the whole helpless act, I caved a little. 3 days, you sleep on the couch, and you spend those 3 days applying to every job you can find and figuring out your next move. The tears stopped pretty much instantly. Thank you, baby. I knew you still cared. That should have been my sign to backtrack immediately. That first night she ordered Thai delivery, like $50 worth. Can you get this? I'll pay you back when I'm working again. No. You're broke, remember? Make something from the kitchen, or order something cheap. She looked at me like I'd suggested she eat out of a dumpster. Ended up making ramen with this massive attitude about it. Next morning I left for work early. Texted her, job applications today, serious ones. Got home that evening around 6. She's on my couch, wearing my hoodie, eating my expensive chips, watching Netflix. How'd the job hunt go? Good. I applied to a bunch of places. Yeah? Which ones? Just some marketing coordinator positions, similar to what I was doing. Show me. What? Show me your applications. She got all defensive. Why do I have to prove it to you? Because you're staying in my apartment for free. Show me. She pulled out her laptop real slow, opened it up. I looked over her shoulder. No job sites, no applications, just Netflix history and Instagram. You didn't apply to anything. I was doing research first. I need to make sure the companies align with my values. Pack your stuff. You're leaving. What? It's almost 7 p.m. Where am I supposed to go? Not my problem anymore. The deal was you spend these days finding a job and a place. You spent it on my couch lying to me. She tried crying again. Full waterworks. I just stood there with my arms crossed waiting for her to finish. When she realized it wasn't working, she started packing. Moving super slow, glancing at me every few seconds like I was gonna change my mind. I didn't. At the door, she tried one more time. You're really gonna throw me out, with nowhere to go? You threw yourself out when you lied to me. Every choice that got you here was yours. I'll never forgive you for this. Okay. She left. I locked the door behind her, changed my Netflix password and checked to make sure nothing was missing from my apartment. An hour later, unknown number. This is her mother. You should be ashamed of yourself. Treating my daughter like garbage. She loved you and this is how you repay her? Blocked. My buddy came over with a 6-pack. Dude, you dodged a tactical nuke. Yep, update 2. It's been like 3 weeks since I kicked her out and I genuinely thought it was over. I was wrong. So wrong. First couple days after, I kept getting texts from random numbers. Different phones, texting apps, burner numbers, all the same guilt trip stuff. You destroyed my life. I lost everything because of you. You led me on and abandoned me. You owe me. I didn't respond to any of them. Just screenshot everything and saved it in a folder. Then she went nuclear. I got home from work on a Wednesday, and there's 2 cops at my building entrance. Talking to my doorman, they see me and walk over. Are you my name? My stomach dropped. Yeah, that's me. We need to talk to you about a report filed by your ex-girlfriend. They came up to my apartment. I was trying to stay calm, but internally freaking out. She filed a report saying you illegally evicted her and stole her belongings. Says you owe her money and property worth about $3,200. Officers, she was never a tenant here. She's not on my lease, never paid rent. She stayed here 3 days as a guest after she lost her housing. I asked her to leave. She did. I don't have any of her stuff. Can we look around? Absolutely. They walked through my whole apartment, checked closets, drawers, everything. Found nothing, because there was nothing to find. She also says you promised to support her financially and then went back on it. We dated for 4 months. She quit her job without telling me and expected me to pay her bills. I said no. That's not illegal. The older cop sighed. No, sir, it's not. Do you have any documentation of the timeline? I pulled up my texts, showed them everything. When she told me she quit, the Venmo request, her showing up with a suitcase, all of it. All right, we're marking this as unfounded, but keep those messages. If she escalates, you might need a restraining order. She's escalating. Filing false reports is escalating. Watch yourself. They left. I immediately called my brother who works as a paralegal. He told me to document absolutely everything from this point forward. Good timing, because 2 days later my building doorman called me. Hey man, your ex-girlfriend is in the lobby. She's demanding to come up, saying she lives here. She doesn't live here. Please don't let her up. She's getting pretty aggressive. Should I call the cops? Yes, he did. They showed up and escorted her off the property. I went down to the management office the next morning and filed a trespass notice. She's officially banned from my building now. Then it got even more unhinged. My boss called me into his office randomly on a Thursday. I was legitimately terrified. So I got an interesting email. Someone filed a harassment complaint about you. What? From who? Your ex-girlfriend, apparently. Says you're creating a hostile environment for women and that you're misogynistic and abusive. I just sat there. She doesn't even work here. I'm aware. Want to tell me what's going on? I explained everything, the whole story. Showed him the texts, the police report she'd filed, the timeline, all of it. He actually started laughing. So she's mad you wouldn't fund her unemployment after 4 months of dating. That's the summary. Yeah, this isn't a company matter. I'll respond that she's not an employee and her personal grievances aren't our jurisdiction. But document everything. She sounds unstable. Already doing that. That night I got an email from her mom, like a full-page essay about how I destroyed her daughter's life, how I was supposed to be the one, how I manipulated her into quitting, never happened, and how they were exploring legal options for emotional damages. I forwarded it to my brother. He had a lawyer friend draft a cease and desist letter. Sent it certified mail to both of them. Basically said, stop contacting me, stop filing false reports, stop harassing my workplace, or we'll pursue charges and a restraining order. Cost me $300, worth every penny. The messages stopped for about 4 days. I thought maybe the legal letter scared them off. Then I got another Venmo request, $8,400 this time. The note, back pay for 3 months of emotional labor, housing support, and meals you promised me. I screenshot it, sent it to my brother, then declined it. An hour later she posted on Instagram. Didn't tag me, but it was obviously about me. When you give someone everything and they throw you away like trash, when you trust someone and they show their true colors, I'll never make this mistake again. To everyone asking, I'm okay. Barely. But I'll survive this betrayal. The comments were split. Half her friends going, you deserve better, queen. The other half, people who apparently knew the real story, going, girl, you quit your job and expected him to pay for it after 4 months, that's on you. She deleted it within an hour, but my buddy screenshot it and sent it to me. Started getting texts from mutual acquaintances. Heard what happened with you guys. She's telling people you were financially abusive. Let her, anyone who actually knows me, knows that's BS. But I made a Google Drive folder anyway. Put every screenshot, every text, every email, the police reports, the cease and desist, everything. Labeled it evidence. Just in case she tried to publicly destroy my reputation. Last week she showed up at the coffee shop I go to every morning. I was in line and she walked in, saw me, and completely lost it. There he is, the guy who ruined my life. Everyone turned and stared. I kept my voice calm. I'm not talking to you. You can't even face what you did. You promised you'd support me. I never promised anything. You made your choices. I'm not discussing this. The barista stepped in. Ma'am, you need to leave or I'm calling the police. He emotionally abused me. He owes me money. Ma'am, fine. Everyone here should know what kind of person he is. She stormed out. I apologized to the barista, who was super cool. Your ex? Yeah. Yikes, she seems intense. That's putting it mildly. I filed another police report for that incident. The cop who took it said, you need to get a restraining order. This is escalating. I know, I'm working on it. Don't work on it. Do it. She's getting worse, not better. My brother's helping me file. Court date's in a few weeks. I've got a binder of evidence that's like 2 inches thick. Texts, emails, police reports, witness statements from my doorman and the barista, everything. In the meantime, I switched to a different coffee shop, started varying my routine, told my gym about the situation. My neighbors know not to let anyone up asking for me. My best friend asked if I regret dating her. Honestly? Yeah. But also, better 4 months than 4 years. Or worse, actually getting married to someone like this. What still gets me is the audacity. 4 months of dating and she genuinely believed I owed her a free ride indefinitely. The entitlement is honestly impressive in the worst way possible. Update 3. Final court was 3 weeks ago. Time to close this whole nightmare chapter. So I showed up to the restraining order hearing with my brother and that 2-inch binder of evidence. She showed up with her mom and her own binder. Apparently, she thought she could fight fire with fire. Judge asked if she contested the order. Yes, he's lying about everything. Ma'am, the petitioner has extensive documentation, text messages, police reports, multiple witness statements. What documentation do you have? She pulled out her binder. It was full of printed screenshots of our texts from when we first started dating. The cute, early stuff. See? Look, he said he cared about me. He said he wanted to be with me. That's a promise. The judge looked exhausted. Ma'am, that's called dating. Those are not legally binding financial commitments. But he knew I was going to quit my job. I spoke up. Your Honor, I found out after she'd already quit. There was no prior discussion. The judge flipped through my evidence, the text showing she told me after the fact, the Venmo requests, her false police reports, the trespass notice from my building, the harassment at my workplace, the coffee shop incident, everything. Ma'am, You quit your employment and expected your boyfriend of 4 months to financially support you. When he declined, you engaged in a pattern of harassment, including filing false police reports, contacting his employer with unfounded allegations, trespassing on his property, and confronting him in public establishments. This is textbook harassment. He emotionally abused me. Do you have any evidence of abuse? He made me feel worthless. By declining to pay your rent? Silence. Her mom tried to jump in. Your Honor, my daughter is struggling financially. Your daughter is a grown woman who made poor decisions and is now dealing with natural consequences. The restraining order is granted. 1 year, no contact of any kind. Stay 100 yards away at all times. She started crying. Loud, dramatic sobbing. Her mom hugged her and glared at me. This is so unfair. He should have to pay for what he did. The judge, ma'am, I strongly suggest you don't give me a reason to extend this order to include you. They left after that. Outside, my brother bought me lunch. That was easier than expected. She had nothing, just feelings and screenshots of early relationship texts. The scary part? She genuinely believes she's the victim, like fully believes it. Not my problem anymore. Things were quiet for about 2 weeks. Then I got a message request on Instagram from a random guy. Hey man, weird question, but did you date her name? Red flag central? Yeah, why? Dude, I've been on 3 dates with her in the last 2 weeks. Tonight she told me she's thinking about quitting her job to find her passion and asked if I'd be cool helping her out with bills while she figures things out. We met 10 days ago. I screenshot the restraining order and sent it to him. Run, fast. She tried this with me. Holy, bro, thank you. Dodging that right now. He blocked her immediately. Told me later she sent him like 40 messages from different numbers calling us both every name in the book. Life's been peaceful since then. No drama, no surprise visits, no random phone numbers. Ran into someone who used to work with her at a bar last weekend. She recognized me from social media. Oh, you're the guy who dated her for a bit. Unfortunately. Dude, she did this before. At her last company, she dated her manager for like 8 weeks, then quit and expected him to support her. When he didn't, she filed an HR complaint saying he harassed her. They transferred him to a different office to avoid the drama. You're joking. Nope, total pattern. She targets guys with stable jobs, moves fast, creates emotional dependency, then quits and plays the victim when they won't bankroll her journey. That's legitimately psycho. We tried warning her. She doesn't listen, just moves to the next guy. So yeah, I wasn't the first. Probably won't be the last, but at least I caught on quick enough. My doorman told me she tried coming to the building again a few weeks back. He called the cops immediately. She left before they showed up. Haven't seen her since. Started seeing someone new about a month ago, taking it incredibly slow. She's got a stable career, her own place, her own life. We've been on 6 dates. She's paid for 3. I've paid for 3. When I mentioned my ex situation, vague details, she said, "Oh, that's weird. I could never expect someone to just support me. That's so entitled." It is. The restraining order's good for another 9 months. My brother says if she violates it, she's looking at potential jail time. Hoping it doesn't come to that, but I'm ready if it does. Things I learned from this mess. 4 months is nothing. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. Financial independence is attractive. Dependency is a massive red flag. Document everything. Screenshots, timestamps, witness names, all of it. Trust your gut. Mine was screaming the second she said, "We're basically married." You don't owe anyone your money just because you've been on some dates. To anyone going through something similar, you're not heartless for having boundaries. You're not cruel for refusing to be someone's ATM. You're not obligated to fund someone else's self-discovery journey because you've been dating a few months. My ex-girlfriend thought 16 weeks and some sleepovers meant I owed her a free ride for however long she felt like taking. She was wrong. The court agreed. My life's significantly better without that chaos. Final thing. To my ex, if you're reading this, I don't hate you. I genuinely hope you figure yourself out. But you need to understand that other people aren't responsible for your choices or your bills. You're almost 30. Act like it. Get a job, support yourself, and stop trying to trap guys into funding your unemployment. That's it. Chapter closed. Moving on for good this time.